Hi and welcome to Let's Talk eBay. My name is Rich Pasini, your eBay power seller here. Today I want to talk about selling junk. No, do I really sell junk? No, but that's what a previous buyer said 2 weeks ago. I know you're probably saying now you're doing it. Well, sometimes you toy around the idea. You say, do you really want to do a video about this, talk about things of that nature? Well, yes, I do. I don't sell junk. I don't. I go to my local thrift stores and I pick stuff up. And as I've discussed this with friends and relatives, sometimes it's a hit or a miss. You know, on my desk here, I write down everything I want to talk about with you guys. See this little book here? It's falling apart. This is my, I call it a ledger book, but it's where I keep all my items I sell on eBay. I buy to sell on eBay. I keep a little ledger here about what I paid for it, what I sold it for on a profit. But needless to say, I'm not here to talk about how I take care of my finances or how I work my eBay business. But I will tell you this: the person who bought something from, I'm not going to mention what it is because I'm not. This isn't the whole of shame. I'm not here to make any derogatory statements about my eBay buyers. I love them. I love them all. Matter of fact, even though this person said I sold garbage or junk, they use both of those terms, words there, I wouldn't block them. I wouldn't block the person. I know some people are saying, you wouldn't block them? Why wouldn't you block? Why should I? Why should I block them? That person, I don't know, maybe they felt agitated with something they could. What it was is the item that that person purchased, it needed an electronic device to make it work, okay, to sync up with the computer. And I stated that in my description that if you buy this item, you're going to need to buy this device to make it work. And it was going back and forth. Oh, you sold me a piece of garbage. It doesn't work. I want my money back. This is you. Then the person says you sell junk. Well, let me show you something really quick. Not to toot my own horn here. Let me minimize this here for a second here. Look at my feedbacks here. Okay? Look at my feedbacks. 100% positive feedback, right? Been on the platform since 1999, which makes it 24 years. Look at the feedbacks people wrote. Good buyer. Well, this is from this one. I ordered a couple things. Let's forget about the ones I purchased from. Item received as described. This is an awesome motorcycle. There's a little motorcycle there. Hit the makes sounds when you hit the side bags, whatever. Then it starts up again, whatever. It's an awesome motorcycle. Thank you for your package. It was perfectly done. The motorcycle arrived safely, and I'm so happy with it. A plus seller, whatever. Excellent transaction. Excellent seller. I highly recommend. Great fast shipping. Well packed. For safe arrival, works well, fair price, highly recommend for the seller, and it goes on and on and on. Okay, now, and anytime if you wanted to see if I did have any, not to show you like think I'm sneaking anything, you would see it right here on the feedback ratings, right here. See, neutral 0, negative 0. That's what you want to see as a YouTube, as a eBay seller. Okay, now being top rated, which I am, and a power seller, like I said, 24 years I've been on this platform, and it's really been up and down. It's been up and down. What I want to say though is this. Let me make myself bigger here. I want to make myself bigger here. There we go. I get a lot of my stuff from thrift stores. Very few times relatives or friends will give me stuff they don't want for free. They'll say, you want it? I'm going to either throw it out or donate it, whatever. And if it's workable or it's not like classified as quote unquote junk, I will take it. I don't think about selling junk. I don't look at my eBay store or the items I sell as junk. Okay. I told that person, after they gave me this, we went back and forth. I want my money back. I said, messaged the person back. I said, you're going to get your full refund. Open up a return case with eBay. I said, as a matter of fact, you're the first one that I've ever had a complaint from in the 24 years I've been on this platform. Seriously. No, I mean, I'm not going to say, people say, you've been on the platform for 24 years, you never got returns. No, I got returns. people say item not, well, then again, that's another story too. People will say item's not as described, or item not working, whatever. Item not as described, or they usually use those two return issues. Item not as described, or item is not returned, or for it's not working, or something along the line. It just goes to show you. Last time I had something like that. Needless to say, that person has not sent the item back yet. I'm still waiting for it. And looking at the letter, you could see the person seemed agitated. It's like, wow, what happened? And I told the person, I messaged back because I felt a little, not on the offensive, but I felt a little upset because the person said, you sell garbage, piece of junk or whatever, junk. Yeah. And I said, well, you didn't have to say that. I said, if you weren't happy with the product, send it back. I'll give you money for a refund. You get everything back. You get even the free shipping. I offer 30-day free shipping. And like I said, I didn't get anything back. That's the first one, and that's the first time in many years that I had a buyer that was very unhappy with an item. I mean, I've been selling those same particular items for God knows how long. Thank God, knock on wood, never had a problem with it. I'll tell you one thing, that I will share a couple stories with you. There's been a case where I'll share this with you because I gotta bring it out to your attention. I had a printer. Okay. What happened was, it was a printer that was in working condition, right? A buyer paid for it, sent it back. It was working. There was nothing wrong with it. Okay. Buyer sent it back, but the way they sent it back, it got damaged. Okay. Put a claim in for it. I got my money back. That's another thing too. Why I'm still on the topic. If I don't forget my train of thought here, if you're doing business with the United States Postal Service, keep this in mind. They only pay you for the item, what the buyer paid for. They do not pay for return shipping. So if you're going to put in for full, a refund from the Postal Service, the way I was told and I experienced it, they do not pay you for the shipping. Okay, that's what I was told, and that's the way it worked for me. All I got was the money that the person paid for it. They want to see that too, and it's done. Everything is done online. Okay, just to put that out there, really quick little snippet there. So I get it. It's broken. I put in a claim. I put every claim for it that it got damaged during shipping, and I decided to put it up for parts not working. Write this whole description in the title. I don't know if it was a Dell printer or HP printer, what it was, for parts not working. As I said, it's been years ago, so I can't remember everything. And I said in there, for parts not working, I put it in the title and in the description. So it wasn't like something like, say, well, I didn't see it, Buyer buys it from me, okay? And I put in the description, well, it's in the title. I put in the description, this printer is being sold as is for parts not working, okay? Total condition's fair. Got damage. It has a little damage on it from from shipping, from a previous order, and the person buys it. I send it out on a Wednesday because the person was in the city over here, next town. Well, in the city. I'm in the suburbs here, and they get sent out Wednesday. They get it Thursday. Friday, open up a return request. They want their return. So again, on my iPhone, I get this message. Oh, someone opened up a return request there. Do you know what the reason was selling for? The buyer sent it back from her because it doesn't work. It's defective. Doesn't work. I'm telling you, this is what happens. It was right there for parts not working. It's right there. It's in the description. The person who bought it, I believe, had a printing business that repairs printers. Now, somebody said to me once before, like I talked to a friend of mine, they said, well, did you check and see if anything was removed from it? Because sometimes people might buy it, take guts out or parts out of it, and then send it back to say it's defective, not working. I told him, as I said, you know what? I gave it a quick glance. I looked at it. I said, it looks like something might have been disturbed in there. But then again, I'm thinking, well, if the person is a person that repairs computer printers, I'm talking, not big printers, we're calling computer printers, HPs, Dells, whatever. They might have taken something or could have got damaged, whatever. Who knows? I don't know. But I know when I sold it the first time, it was working perfect. I don't, like I said, I don't sell junk. I don't even like to use the word junk, okay? I like to use either used or pre-owned. Plain simple, okay? Another story I want to share with you is, I did videos on this too. Buyers don't read the descriptions all the way through. And I'm not saying this in a derogative way. And I don't know if there are people out there who save me as their eBay seller or whatever. I'm not reflecting on you. I'm just saying there are some people out there that don't read the descriptions all the way through. I think this was a electronic radio or something. I don't remember. Again, this was years ago. I know I should have wrote it down. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for that. But I'm sharing what I do remember, the very little parts of it I remember. And the person said, this item, I don't remember what it was. It doesn't work. I want to send it back. And I told the person, I messaged back to the person. And I said, well, didn't you read the description? I stated in it that this item is not working. The person goes, oh, I didn't read it. I said, okay, there you have it. That's why you're opening return case, because if you would have read it the first time, we wouldn't have this discussion right now. They didn't read the description. I'm not the only one that did video like that. I think there were others out there that did the same thing, that talked about it. At least maybe they did not have a title of it, but I remember hearing people talking about it, even friends that I keep in touch with. That, when we got the first store, we have like a little meeting there and we talk about these things. We have these discussions. And to be honest with you, they tell me the same thing. They get returns for the same reason. The buyers don't read. They don't read it all the way through. I like to read everything verbatim. If I'm going to buy something from a seller, I want to read a little about that seller. I want to know their feedbacks. I want to know, are they 100%, do they have 100% positive feedback? And if they do have a low score, like a 96 or 97, I like to read why, And I would expect people to do the same to me, okay? I'm not putting myself up high on the echelon there because I maintain that type of status, but I like to do these things before I buy from somebody. That's my preference. And the reason why, and you guys may agree to disagree with me, I don't know. I feel that if you make a purchase from a top-rated seller that's got 100% positive feedback, most likely they are going to do good by you. If you don't like the item, they're not going to give you a hard time. I offer a hassle-free, money-back guarantee. If you don't like something, you got 30 days to return it. I pay the return shipping on it. Okay, I'm the one that takes the loss on the shipping. You guys out there, all the potential buyers, should say, they're okay with that. They don't have to worry about that. But I'm the one that eats the shipping cost. But other than that, though, I mean, it is what it is. Look, I'm going to share some other things. I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to thrifting, going to thrift stores to buy stuff, you do have to be careful, and you do have to look through every nook and cranny, so to speak. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've made purchases, and by the skin of my teeth, they end up working out for me. Where I always like say, "Whew, okay, that works." You bring electronic things. I like electronics, and it's a hit or a miss, and sometimes it's a long shot. Let me show you something here. See this here? I picked this up Friday, today Saturday. Yeah, I picked this up Friday. It looks like brand new, right? Did all the stuff. I had to redact some stuff out the information here. You know what the problem is with this here? With this nice Logitech foldable keyboard. I tested out my iPad. It works. Well, it did work. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if the battery in there is dead, going bad or whatever. It doesn't sync up. It connects to my computer, my HP here. It connects to it, and I was able to use it. It's very glitchy. I don't know. It could be with my computer system. It could be I have an old iPad. Maybe it's something with the iPad. But anyway, as you can see right over here, I put for parts not working, and I wrote, "Please read the description prior to making a purchase. Thank you." That was this Friday. I bought this Friday. Conditions used, same thing. This item is used. Please read the description prior to making a purchase. Thank you. You know what's wrong with this one here? It's missing one of the toaster holders. Now, listen, I know some of you might say, "Hey, Rich, didn't you do a good visual on it there? Didn't you do a good visual?" I thought I did. I mean, let me ask you something. Who thinks about buying a toaster to check and see if the toaster holder, the toast holder is missing? This works. This works. They sell for decent money too. Okay? And I tested it out. I can only do, the left side is the one that don't work. And I tested it out, and it did. I printed this out. I toasted it. I used the toast, printed it out. I toasted. No, I didn't. It's not a print out. It's original. It came from that toaster. You can only print on one side, the right side, the bear. The Winnie the Pooh one, whatever the other side is, you can't print on it. I keep saying print. You can't toast on it because there's no toaster thing. If you put toaster, it'll go right into the bottom of it. So that's what happens. If this was in its full entirety by having that toaster holder, that toast holder, I got a decent buck for it. So now, there it is. Right there. For parts. Should be right there. Yeah, should be on there. These things happen, folks. These things happen. Am I upset? Sure, I'm upset. But I recently purchased, that same day, I bought a little Sony DVD player. It's over here. I can show you. I think I moved it all the way over here. Oh, it's on the other side here. Hold on, guys. The reason why I put it on the side is because I don't know if I'm going to sell this or keep it. This here. Well, let me make it bigger. You guys can't see little things like that. Let me make it bigger here. Right here. This, I love Sony. You know what it is? I love Sony products. I have a couple old Sony cameras I bought from thrift stores, and thank God they work. Thank God they work. This one here is a nice Sony player. Clean. That's nice and clean. Tested it. Everything works fine on it. I was putting a DVD in it yesterday, and it has it says over here 5 hours of long battery life. I don't know if it does that, but it says it's the DVP FX 730 7-inch portable DVD player. Play DVDs, play CDs, MP3s, and digital photos, JPEG. And it says over here it's 2 headphone outputs. I guess if you're watching it, like when my kids were little, they had you plug the 2 things in here, the headphone things here, and they could watch their little Disney videos, whatever, on there. Clean, clean inside and out. Tested it. Now you might say this is a long shot. Well, I was able to test out in the thrift store. I put a DVD in there, and I said, oh, okay, it works good. You get the charger with it, of course, the Sony charger, and very rarely happens you get the remote control with it, and it works. So this here. I don't know if I'm going to put this up on eBay. I don't know. Right now, I have to honestly say I don't think so. That's the thing with when it comes to buying stuff on eBay. Buying stuff on eBay. Buying stuff to sell on eBay. As a seller, you get to keep this stuff sometimes. It's like, I don't want to sell it, I don't want to keep it. Me being a Sony and a Panasonic lover, those are my 2 favorite electronics. And my computer's stuff is all HP. I'm holding on to it. I'm thinking about it. I also picked this up. This picked up a while back. Now, electronic stuff, buying in the thrift store is very iffy. When you're buying this stuff, there's really no way to test this out, to test these type of products out, because for the simple reason is I didn't have my iPad with me. I had an iPhone, and you got to pair it up and stuff like that. They're really simple. This dial here, just to let you know, you get 3 settings here. The first one could be for your iPad. Second one could be for your iPhone. And then the third one could be, I guess, I think they have it for your desk or your PC, whatever. And that's how you would set the dial. So let's say the way they have it in the diagram, let's say you put your iPad here, and then you put your iPhone here, and you can just switch this dial to go either one, back and forth. Oh, my iPad's on number 1, my iPhone's on number 2. Does this work? Yeah, it works, and it's got the nice keys in there. This works with, I think, two. This is not a rechargeable battery. This works with, I think, two AAA batteries. This, I think I'm going to hold on to for now. I love it. I mean, I like the way it works. You know, because I got my iPhone, and you know, I got the iPhone 8, not the Plus. And what you do is you just pop it in here like this here after you sync it up, whatever. And then you would then you could type just like you really would instead of sitting there out with a glass for reading. So when it's, let me go over here. I don't know if this thing's on photo here. Yeah, and then I got to sit there like this, you know, hunt and peck there, you know. And it's a nuisance because sometimes you skip over, you might hit two keys, whatever, two letters were at the same time. But for the most part, with this thing here, it syncs up with it. You pop it on there or your iPad, and you do all your typing like that. Just got to sync it up. You just got to make sure it's enabled, right? So this I'm going to probably hold on to, and the iPad, my iPad's the old one. It just fits right in the slot there, and you could do the same thing with the iPad. So this I'm going to probably end up keeping. Okay, I don't know. For now, I'm going to keep it. I know my daughter's like, why don't you get rid of stuff you don't need? I know. I got 5 cameras. I got, I think, 19 or 20 tripods in there. I think I did a video about that a long time ago, about selling the tripods. You know, not selling them, by buying them. The other thing I want to talk about in regards with this Let's Talk eBay segment here is on the returns. We already talked about that, I believe. Oh, well, when it talks about returns, yeah, I just want to discuss one of those too. I hear some people saying when it comes to returns, because sometimes the seller doesn't want to be bothered with getting a return because now they're stuck with it, whatever. And a buyer may contact the seller, which I had happen, well, just this past one. Well, anyway, this person told me that because they don't want to deal with it, they'll tell a buyer to keep it, and they give the buyer the full refund, and they let the buyer keep everything. And that's very foolish. I'll tell you why. Because first off, you pay for it. I paid for this thing here. I paid for this here. I pay for everything I have. Now, if I sent this out to a buyer, and they said, "I don't want it, doesn't work, whatever. I want a refund." I'm going to ask for this back. I'm not going to tell them to keep it, because I don't know that person, and I don't know if it really doesn't work. So I always ask, as a rule of thumb, for me as an eBay seller, I tell them, okay, you want your refund, send it back to me. And if it is in bad condition, it comes back, keys are missing or it's cracked or something, because I know that things are pretty perfect. When I do my listings, folks, I'm pretty definitive in my listings. Okay, if I was going to sell this here and I'm getting ready to do my description, I hold the object with me or keep it on my desk, and I will look and make sure whatever flaw is in there, if it's got a nick, a crack or scratch, whatever, I'm going to list it in there, because I want that buyer to know what they're getting when or potential buyer to know what they're getting if they buy it. Like, in other words, well, if there's a key missing or there's a big scratch over here, I'm going to put it up there ahead of time. Okay, I'm not going to send it out to the buyer, and the buyer gets it. Well, I received your Logitech keyboard. I had a big crack over here. You didn't put that in the description. Ding! You get a little ding on your account. And you want to know something? What do you think happens? eBay favors the buyer. And you want to know something? Honestly, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I would report them too. Like, give them a negative feedback. And how are you going to fight that? What are you going to do? Well, I did put it, because let me tell you something. eBay, that's another thing too. If you are a newbie to selling on eBay, just throw it out there. You probably know it already. It's probably no big thing to some people. eBay documents everything that goes back and forth. When you're doing correspondence going back and forth with the buyer, they're looking at the seller, buyer, and they're watching everything. So my suggestion is, if you're going to have an interaction with the buyer, make sure use diplomacy. Don't use profanity. Oh, what are you, effing stupid? Don't you know how to work this thing here? Don't be like that. The buyer is always right. And they watch everything, eBay. Now you might say, well, they're like the liaison, right? No, they're not going to come after you unless you do something that's out of the ordinary, for the most part. But they're watching it. And let me tell you something. If they feel it's in the buyer's, favor, that buyer is getting a full return. You could sit there and say, and that's another thing too, when they say, I put in my listing sold as is, but sometimes I see returns. Some sellers put returns not accepted, no returns, whatever. I think there might be a little gray area with that. For the simple reason is, people say, well, if they're putting no returns, shouldn't that be allowed? You know, I think it's a yes or no thing. I think it all depends on the circumstances, how it is. Like, let's say this keyboard was being sold. I was going to sell it. I put here no returns. You know, returns not accepted. But suppose the buyer doesn't really want it. I never had that experience, but I don't know if eBay would, you know, fall in favor for the buyer. Because why should the buyer get stuck with it? But then again, you say, well, the buyer should know better. Instead of writing the description, returns not accepted. So there's a little gray area there. But I don't play the game that way. Okay, I never have that. Their returns not accepted or whatever. No returns. Not that I recall. Out of the 24 years of selling eBay, I don't remember doing anything of that nature. But for the most part, it happens. So I don't know. So if you were to ask me, well, Rich, if people say no returns or, you know, returns not accepted, do you know any? I don't recall. The people I affiliate with, I talk to, I never heard them say, oh yeah, I have that, I use that in my listings there, and I never, you know, we don't really talk about that. So I don't know. I can't give you an affirmative answer on that. About the returns though, if a buyer is telling you they don't want the item, don't up an eBay return case, whatever. Get the item back. Now, if you want to tell them keep it, that's up to you. But remember one thing, it's a big loss for you because first off, I like that keyboard. I paid for it, got it for a decent buck, but I paid for it. If I tell somebody that I sent that out to the person, I said, oh, this keyboard don't work. I tested, I know it works. I tested it up and down with the iPad, with the iPhone. It connects. There's no problem with it. The other one I showed you, little problem with that. It connected. I was able to use it for a while, but then it just like I couldn't get it to work anymore. So that's why I had to write it that way. Most likely that's going to be a wash or a total loss. It depends which way it goes. I didn't put best offer on it. And if you're selling something cheap, folks, don't put best offer on if it's something cheap. I know I'm probably one that has done that. I probably got a couple listings like that only because I want to move it out, and I know what I could afford to lose on these things, especially if you got it for free. The only time I do stuff like that, you know, is if I really want to get rid of the merchandise and I say I got a cheap price, I put best offer just to get it out of here. Okay. I had this discussion with a relative a couple days ago. We said, you know what? Once I get rid of a lot of stuff, I would like to deal with new electronics. I want to get more into the electronic thing of it. You know, I like selling electronics, to be honest with you. I do. If you look at my listings, I do have clothing and stuff like that. Some girls' jewelry. That's like for my family. You know, people give it to me. They don't want it, and you know, I put it up there. But once that's gone, the clothing's gone, the little jewelry pieces are gone, women's shoes, boots, whatever I got there. Once that stuff is gone, it's gone. Okay. Now some people say, why don't you just donate? I could do that, but I don't want to get rid of everything. When I was getting those things, I was being very selective. I would tell the person, no, I want this, I don't want that. You take this, take that. Okay, and they'll tell you if you don't want it, I'm going to donate it. So you donate, I'll take what I want out of the pack there. You know, but for the most part, though, once they're gone, they're gone. The end of listings. I also have here why my eBay items why my eBay sales are slow. Well, I don't know if you guys know this here, but eBay, as much as I love them, what I don't love about them, it's a love-hate relationship. I say this joking around, so because watch eBay, watch it. Hey, that guy says he loves us, but he also hates us now. Let me show you what I'm referring to. This is my item I'm selling. All right, I list this today. Now, check this out. Okay, this is mine. You can see shop RJ Pasini for great deals. Right, that's me. Now, these are related sponsored items. Let's play a game here. Tell me what you think my sales are slow. I mean, don't look a gifted horse in the face. It's right there. Look at this here. Look what they put there. Now you might say, yeah, but it's not related to. I know it's not related, but you see what I'm saying? So in other words, you got to go through the sponsored ones here. Okay? And in order to get to my description, then you see the description, and it's okay, right? And then, you know, you'll get all the other stuff, the detailed seller ratings and so on. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Now, if you ever wonder why your sales are slow, I think this might have something to do with it. Look at this guy selling for $1.99. Look at this. Look at this. Do you believe this? That's my listing. Look at this. I almost jumped out of my seat when I seen this here. Now you might say, well, don't you check this often? I don't always check my listings. But I noticed back, a while back, it wasn't as bad. But you know what else is funny? Depends on how curious you are like me. I'm I'm curious by nature. See over here? See my mouse cursor? More to explore. And what do? You click it on. It'll hyperlink you to another page with Logitech keyboards. So that's the point I'm getting across with that part. I said this before in my other videos. eBay, I pay for that. I have an eBay store, and anytime you want to see it, I'll just show you really quick. I know you're probably thinking this is a segue, but it's not. Let me click this. I got to go to sell, and my store should be right over here, right there, that little blue door. You click it open, and there's my store. Now you won't see, you shouldn't, unless they changed it, you shouldn't see any advertisements on here outside of my stuff. Okay, this is my eBay store. As you can see here, as far as I know, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when we go to all of them at the end of this year. Okay, but this is some of the stuff I'm selling on eBay. If you want to check me out, yeah, the link will be below if you want to check it out. But that's not the whole premise behind this video. Okay. All right, so you don't see anything here. The only thing I'll tell you is at the end of this thing here, do you like our store experience? You give it up, down, thumbs down, up and down, whatever. Okay, so I paid for that. That's my real estate. I shouldn't have, I was talking to a relative earlier. We talked about how's eBay sales, this and that and the other thing. And I told the person, I said, you know what? I said, I try to use this as an example. If I went to a dealer or a place or whatever, a person that's going to lease me space, and I sell used cars, and I go to the landlord and say, well, I want to rent so much space here. I want to put maybe 10, 15, 20 cars on there. And I go through all the paperwork. I sign that lease. I give them whatever, 3 months or whatever it is, upfront monies, whatever. And then the person who I lease the property from to sell my cars, which I'm not selling, I'm using just an example, he comes along and he puts a couple of his cars there. It's like, hey, whoa, time out here. What are you doing here? What do you mean what I'm doing? I'm putting some cars over here. I want to sell my... But I'm paying you for this here. I'm paying you monthly so I can sell my cars here. Not your cars. What is that part of the? Is that part of the package? Is a little hidden clause in the contract, whatever, the lease agreement? No. You can't do that there. You take your cars and put them somewhere else. I lease this space. I'm paying you monthly to have this space. My cars belong here, not your cars. And I use that as just kind of like a little, for instance, type of thing, or just like, to throw it out there, Now, some people may say, well, I don't know about the way you're putting it. Look, that's why I'm explaining it. Okay? That's why I explain. That's how I'm looking at it. My space, my listings on eBay is my real estate, as I like to say. Okay? I'm paying eBay monthly. Okay? I get 250 free listings every month. And I don't want to see other sellers' items selling the same thing or sell similar on my listings. So I was doing a little research with that, and there was another eBay seller that said something to the effect, with the sponsored quote unquote sellers. Do I understand it? If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, correct me. Please, someone drop a link below. They said the way it works is they'll take your listings and put it on their listing or the other seller's listings and vice versa. No. I'd rather just have it where I have my own website too. My website's very basic. I'll show you my website. This is it. Very basic. Very, very basic. You couldn't get it more basic than this here. Okay? All I got is about 5 things here. Home, products, feedbacks, about, and contact. This one here, you can't, these are not active hyperlinks. So when you got to go, this is just to give you an idea. You click on products, it'll bring it up there, and then you could start moving around. You could hit the next page and so on and so forth. Okay? These are active hyperlinks. So if you click this on here, on my website, it's going to bring you, bump you right back to eBay. Okay? All right, that's another way of getting the word out about your eBay listings too. Okay, have your own site, and then I just have the feedbacks here, which activate. That keeps it active because this is done through Auction Nudge. And if you ever want to know how that's done, I'll talk. I'll walk you guys through it. Really good if you have a website that is, and you got your feedbacks, and then it's got the about me. Talk a little about me, and it's got my contact right here with the feedback ratings. Very basic, very basic. But it gets to the point. Okay. Let me go back over here again. So that's the problem with that there. I don't like the idea of people. It's not that I'm being mean or I don't want to share stuff with people. It's not that. It's that how would you feel if you're selling stuff and I come on and I'm putting my stuff on your store? You wouldn't like it. It's like there's enough competition on eBay as it is. When it comes to, let's talk about the shipping and handling. Shipping with tracking. Right now, if you use the U.S. Postal Service, which I do pretty much exclusively, on occasion I'm not going to lie to you guys, I do use UPS and FedEx. Sometimes one's cheaper than the other. I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. When it comes to shipping items, if you could do it, or you could pad it into your price, always ship it, if you could, with tracking. It's insured and tracked. Okay, very important. Because the Postal Service offers free tracking up to $100. After that, then you got to pay additional. So it's tracked and insured, and you want that for the simple reason is, if the item gets there damaged, being you have the insurance on it, eBay will pay you for what the buyer paid for it. That's how that works. So whenever possible, if you're selling, and I have a rule of thumb, anything over $100 and up, put tracking on there. And if you have to ante up the insurance, do it. That would go for, let's say, if you're selling electronics like, what do you call it? I'm looking at my laptop over here, jewelry, rings, or certain things of that nature, where they're exceeding the $100 threshold. Put it on there. Pay the additional. Have a peace of mind. It's insured. Okay. Because to be honest with you folks, if you send it out and it's not tracked, or has tracking on it, it's insured, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? That's not good for you as a seller. So keep that in mind. Trying to think of the other things here. I think we talked about end the listing. Oh yeah. This is the last thing, and then I'm going to call it quits on this video here. When it comes to stagnating listings, your listing's been hanging around for months, in some cases a year, like I had that. Not that I'll keep it like that, because I'm always tracking. I'm on eBay every day. I'm always looking at my listings to see, I always check things out just to make sure everything's copacetic. You might want to end the listing and relist it again. And I'll tell you why. When it comes to, if you're going to do that there, this is what you're going to do only if your listings are very stagnant, little to no views, little to no watchers, keep saying subscribers, views or watches. What you're going to want to do is end the listing. If it's been sitting there for 3 weeks or whatever, and you get, like I said, those two things, end the listing. Now, when you end it, I don't use the relist feature. I use the sell similar. Now, like me, I have an eBay store. So this is if you don't end the listing early, what happens is if the item's stagnant for that whole month, like I say, I get 250 free listings every month. What happens is at the end of the month, that's why I say good till canceled. What happens is all it does is just parallel into next month. It just goes right into next month with the same with the user ID, with the same ID, product ID number. And from the way I understand it from other people are talking about, what happens when it stays that long and that listens like that, it gets shuffled to the bottom. eBay puts it at, that's what I was told. Done by eBay, by other people who experienced that. And it doesn't show up as a new listing. Now, I had this conversation with an eBay representative, and they said, "Oh no, when it ends, it gets a whole new ID number." I watched it, and I didn't see anything. I just seen all it did is carry over. The only time it will get a new ID number and come up as a new listing is when you end it, right? End the listing, and then when you relist it. I guess relisting. When you are going to relist it, do the sell similar, and then look at your item, same title, whatever. Because all you're going to do is you're going to end it and you're going to relist it. You're going to do sell similar when you do upload it again. If you don't believe me, before you do the ending of the listing, okay, check this out for yourself. You can do it with one. You have to do. I do all. If I have 100 now. I have 100 listings. If I see that just stagnating there, nothing's happening, I'm going to end all of them. And then I'm going to relist them again as sell similar. But here, for you guys out there, what you're going to do is this. Just prove it to yourself. Pick an item, one item, whatever. Copy down the ID number. Okay, copy it down. Title, the item, whatever it is there, and the item, and the product ID number, the ID number. End it. Okay, end it. Then, when you relist it, do sell similar. Okay? Go do an eBay search on it and look at the ID number, and you're going to see, because I did it the other day, you're going to see a new listing is going to show up as a new listing. You don't believe me? Try it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. I share these things with people because I love sharing stuff. That's when I created this YouTube channel, to be honest with you guys, I didn't know what it was going to be about. I've been upfront and honest with you. I have to give kudos to eBay because of eBay, I would do demo videos. Then it went from demo videos to sneak peek videos to intro videos, Then I started doing the reseller news, the Let's Talk eBay, and then I added vlogging to the mix. So you might say, geez, you got a lot of eggs in all your basket there. No, just to put this out there, my YouTube channel, I want it to be an open forum. Because if you look at my YouTube banner, it says online reseller, entrepreneur, and vlogger. Okay, so I guess that I would say that title says it all. Then right underneath it says help, inspire, and share. Okay, so I want to keep this an open forum. I also, on this channel, I also talk about the software I use to create my videos. Okay, so I think we all know where we're going with that there. So that's basically what I wanted to say to you guys. In regards to selling junk, I don't sell junk. I sell pre-owned merchandise, which sounds a lot more better than even using the word used. I think eBay, it would be nice if they could change that out and just put new and pre-owned. It sounds better than used, because it's the big deal. It's the same thing, pre-owned. It's used, I know, but it just sounds better. I always like to say pre-owned. In my description, I say, hi and welcome. This week I'm selling this pre-owned, whatever it is, Sony camera, whatever it may be. But that's how I like to do it. That's how I like to define it that way. But the reason why I said that there about selling junk is because there are a couple of people out there, that YouTubers out there, I think that say, if I'm not mistaken, say, I sell junk on eBay. I don't like to say it that way. I don't know, it just doesn't do nothing for me, In regards, like I said again, just to recap one thing though, when it does come to getting an item returned, unless you want them to keep it, ask for it back. Ask for it back. I had that on another occasion, really quick. A person bought 2 Keurig coffee makers. I got one left now, but this was a couple years back. And person bought 2. one for her, and then one for her relative, whatever. And I don't know, I think maybe a month and a half goes by, and I only offer 30-day money-back guarantee, right? About maybe a month and a half past the 30-day limit, I get a message from the buyer. Hi, this is so-and-so. Yeah, I just want to let you know, I purchased 2 Keurig coffee makers, and they just seem to, they both seem to act up. They're not working properly. So I messaged the person back. I said, geez, I find that kind of odd. They both went bad at the same time or whatever. I go, well, all right, well, I go, okay. They're pre-owned, no less. And I tested before they go out. So I said, okay, send them both back and I'll give you a full refund. Oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a refund, but I just want to make you aware of it. Okay. Well, if you change your mind, send it back, I'll give you a refund. I told the person that there, never got back to me. Told him, send it back. Look, I'm here. I'm not, when anybody buys anything from me, and I have to honestly say this here. When it comes to purchasing any merchandise off of me, whatever it may be, look at my feedbacks first. That's how I encourage people. Look at my feedbacks. See what these people have to offer before anybody, takes that plunge there and say, oh, I want to send it back. I don't want it more. Do me that favor. Check out my feedback listings, and see what other people are saying, and then you decide from there. I want to provide the best service possible. And I will say one thing. I know I just went really quick over there to show you some of the stuff I have in my store, but I will say this before I end this video. If you guys do see anything you like there, if you do want to check it out, please do. And if you want to make a best offer, keep it reasonable. That's all I ask. You got nothing to lose, folks. Seriously, you got nothing to lose, so don't worry about it. You'll get all your money back if you don't like the item. You got 30 days to return it. All I ask in return, how I ask for returns, when you're sending it back to me, please make sure it's well packaged. So I don't want it to get damaged or anything, because most likely I'm going to be the one have to deal with it. I gotta, if it's not well packaged, it might come back broken. I might have sent it to you in 1A condition, and if it's poorly packaged, it might come back broken. Then I'm stuck. I'm stuck with a broken item. It's okay. I'll put a claim in for it, but it's a shame. It'll be. I don't like to do things like that. But keep it reasonable. I've been accepting them. That's basically it. But I will say this: if you are thinking about selling on eBay, or you are an avid seller on eBay, I'm wishing you all the best of luck, the best of sales. Keep putting your listings out there, keep them updated. In regards to the other thing I talked about, as far as like sharing your listings with others, or they're sharing the listings with you, you could probably reach out to eBay and talk to them about it. Tell them, I mentioned to them once before I talked to eBay, a representative, how I wasn't happy with that and didn't do anything. But maybe if enough people, talk about it or experience it, they may say something. If you guys experience it if you go into your eBay list, this goes out to eBay sellers. If you go into eBay listings and you notice a lot of that there, drop a link below. Let me know what you think. You think it's terrible, it stinks, whatever, or what do you? I would like to hear what you have to say about it. I'm not happy about it, to be honest with you, because a lot of it's bad enough eBay has competition, a lot of competition out there. Let alone, you're trying to make extra money or whatever, pay a bill or whatever. Some people do this here for their livelihood. I don't agree with it. I don't like to have sponsored links or advertisements on my listings. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. But that's me. I don't know how you guys feel about it. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll talk to you the next time. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, wherever you are. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please don't forget that subscribe button, like, comment, share. And if you want to be updated when I post out new videos, please hit that bell notification icon. Rich Pasini signing off. I'll talk to you guys the next time. Bye-bye for now.